everyone, it's Lucy from Sweet Poppy Stencils. So this little video is to show you how to do a beautiful embossed image using the stag stencil. So to start off with, we have a frame mount, which is, I purchased them from a company called Picture Lizard, and they do all sorts there. It is an 8x8 picture mount in almost like an ivory colour. Its aperture is 15 centimetres by 15 centimetres. So to start off with, piece of cardstock, which is an off-white, and this is 14 centimetres by 14 centimetres. We're going to be using our tools, so our spreader, palette knife, our stencil tape. We are going to be using our translucent stencil dimensions, wow embossing powder, which is the metallic gold, and we're going to be using magnetic sheet and the stencil itself. So SP1359 is for the stag. There's a couple of different stags online, so you could do, you know, this technique with any of our stencils. So let's get started. So all we're going to do is we are going to mask off. So line up your stag's head, and let's get this masked off. So my stencil tape, so you're just going to go across, so two top, two bottom, down the sides, nice and simple. So across, across, down the side, nice and simple. There we go, and we're good to go. So in with translucent, and I have my gold embossing powder. So all we're going to do, translucent, I never stir the mediums. So good dollop along the bottom. We're coming this way with the stencil. I'm just going to put a bit at the top there, just to secure it. There we go. So because of this area around his nose, we're following the stencil down this way. So we're on. Check for any bits that we've missed. If you miss anything, just fill it in. Residue back in the pot and off. And that is it. So that goes, dirty tools into our water. Lid on my medium, and then we're going to take the tapes off. So this one is our hinge, so all we can do, lift up, off, and dirty stencil into water, and we can wash that up after. Take off the remainder. So as we always say, translucent goes completely clear. So move magnetic sheet out of the way, and a bit of paper, that'll do, a bit of scrap. I'm just going to sprinkle the gold embossing powder. If you were doing glitter, microbeads, anything like that, anything that sprinkles, this is when the time that you put it over. So we're just going to tap it off, making sure we're getting all the little areas completely covered. Any residue bits, that looks quite good. And then I leave mine to dry, and I'll go in with a heat gun once it's dry. If I heat it now, I will get a slight texture to it. So that is our beautiful stag. So drying time about hour and a half. So we have our little stag nice and dry. So what we're going to do is I'm going to warm up my heat gun, get it to the highest temperature before I go to it, and then we're going to start melting. So you have two options when you do this technique. You can either heat it whilst the paste is wet and then you're going to get a lot of texture, or you can let the medium dry and then heat it, but you do have to heat it if you're using embossing powder. So let's see if we can get, let's stand up. There we go. So you can see you're going to chase it along as you would do normally, just moving it as it starts to melt. So with embossing powder you don't have a choice, you have to put a heat gun near it. If you haven't got a heat gun, then try glitters or glass beads, or even just ink through the stencil. It's a beautiful stencil. So we're just cooking it as we go. I tend to do a bit of top and bottom, sort of alternating, just so that I can keep the cardstock as wet as possible. So nice sampler. It does get very hot, so mind your fingers. Just checking that we've got it all cooked. Once it's still warm, you've got a beautiful golden stag. So this is perfect for your home decor, or you know, you can do a card. I've got a frame mount, and then all we will do is, I've got a little bit of gold. It's a slightly hammered textured card, but this is from my stash. I got it from Paper Mill Direct quite a few years ago, and at the moment I cannot get any more stock of it. And then this will mat down, and then there we go. So all we're going to do is I'm going to pop some tape behind it. So I'm just going to get it into shape again. Actually, I think I might run this through the emboss machine just to get it nice and flat, so it'll lie lovely and flat, and then we'll come back to it. And there we have it. So all matted and layered, a little bit of gold behind, and then we popped it into the little 8x8 frame. No sentiment needed on for this because this will be going in a picture frame, but I think it's a really nice, quick, simple and easy make. Hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to tune in for future demonstrations.